What happened, Laksh?
The car was going to hit me on the road.
Oh my God, are you scared?
Yes.
I am scared too. How do we keep our kids safe on the road? Watch this video to find out tips on how to keep them safe and alert on the road. Tip number 1. Know your signals. Laksh, can you tell me the color of a traffic signal?
Wait! Stop! Yellow means steady! Green means go!
There are times when they use hand signals on a traffic light. You must know what they are. Traffic signal is one of the first thing I taught Laksh because we spend a lot of time driving around the city, be it a regular school day or going to his favorite skating class or a play date. I made it a point that these 3 colors are honest tips and we adults set an example by following these signals strictly. Tip number 2. Left, right, left. No, we are not marching on the road. There are times when your kid has to cross the road from the car to the school, or if he is traveling by the bus, there is a possibility where he crosses the road. These are the rules which he has to follow. Rule number 1. Look to your left, then right and left. If you see a vehicle approaching, stop and then cross the road when the road is clear. Rule number 2. Never cross the road on the bend. If you have to cross, always use zebra crossing. Rule number 3. An adult has to accompany a kid who is below 7 years. Rule number 4. Never cross in between stationary vehicles. If you're wondering why am I gift wrapping this pillar and car, wait for my next episode to see how we mommy drivers can be safe while driving on the road. Tip number 3. Don't run on the roads. Kids are very impatient and they tend to sprint across the road. They might find something interesting or they might find a friend. They might just leave your hands and run. Teach them to be calm and be patient and never run on the road. Tip number 4. Always use sidewalks. Whenever you're crossing the road, make sure you use the pedestrian crossing or sidewalks. Set an example for your kid by following the rules. Also, point to note, whenever you're walking with your kid, make it a point to keep the kid on the inner side of the road, which means you're on the right and your kid is on the left. Tag a mom who will find these tips useful with a hashtag #MomIsAlwaysRight. If you think this video helps, make sure you watch my video on good touch, bad touch and keep your kids safe from child predators. The link is above. Tip number 5. Always use zebra crossing or pedestrian crossing. Kids or adults have the tendency to sprint across the road wherever they feel like. Make sure you train your kids to use the zebra crossing to cross the roads. It can be dangerous as vehicles will not slow down until they see a zebra crossing or a signal. If at all you can't find a zebra crossing and you have to cross the road, make sure you follow all the rules I just mentioned in my video before this. Tip number 6. Train your kids to be alert and pay attention on the road. There are many times I see kids playing on the road and they do not realize that a vehicle is coming towards them. I even remember a tragic incident when a vehicle hit a kid in the safety of a society. So make sure you train them not to play on the road. If at all they are doing so, they have to be alert. Tip number 7. Rules for kids traveling by the bus. For all those kids who travel by the bus every day, these rules are for you. Rule number 1. Always start early from your house so that you don't end up rushing to the bus stop every day. Rule number 2. Be in a queue. When you're boarding the bus or you're coming down, always be in a queue. No pushing. And finally, rule number 3. Look before you get off the bus. Subscribe to my channel A Classic Mom if you like these road safety tips. Also watch the next video on good touch, bad touch and how do we keep our children safe from child abductors.